And Minister, my question is very specific in relation to the status of the development of the school, and I've given the details. It's currently at stage 2B, and if you could give me more precise timelines, the timeline for the completion of the project. If you could just give me more specific details. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Deputy Connolly. At the outset, I want to recognise that this project has been going on for some time. The major building project for the school referred to by Deputy Connolly will provide for a new 16 classroom primary school with additional classes for pupils with special educational needs. Following planning conditions imposed back in 2018, a redesign was necessary. At that point, additional capacity was added to the school, and subsequently planning was achieved in September 2023. Excuse me. The project is currently in an advanced stage of architectural planning, stage 2B, detailed design, where the design team have secured all statutory applications and preparing the suite for tendered documents. The stage 2B submission was received by the Department of Education in March of 2025 for review by the multidisciplinary team, which is currently underway. Once this is completed, the next steps will be a meeting of all stakeholders regarding the stage submission report. Since 2020, my department have invested over $6 billion in schools throughout the country under the National Development Plan, involving the completion of almost 14,000 school building projects. The government support for this investment has delivered real benefits for school communities. A recent government decision has approved $210 million supplementary capital funding for the department to support provision of special education accommodation and meet school place needs. This brings the total capital allocation for 2025 for the department to $1.6 billion. As part of the National Development Plan review process, the department is currently engaging with the Department of Public Expenditure and in relation to, with respect to the National Development Plan allocations for 2026-2030. It is expected there will be clarity on these allocations over the course of the summer period, allowing for the department to put its capital investment programme for 2026 to 2030 period in line with the prioritised needs, reflecting as appropriate wider government priorities.
Mr. Connolly.
Thank you, Minister. And you clearly acknowledge and honestly acknowledge that this has gone on for some time. And even if you take 2018, where it was redesigned, that we're into our 8th year now in relation to this school, which is in dire need of a new school. So I know it's at stage 2B, and now you've confirmed that it was given to the department in March of this year. Maybe you could tell me how long that process is going to take, when it will come out of that process where it's been reviewed, and how it gets into the next stage. If you give me a timeline, because given the background and given the extraordinary amount of time it has taken, I think the school needs hope at this point. I mean, they've been very patient, but they need a timeline in terms of when precisely it will be completed.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thanks, Deputy. Yes, it is with the department since March. These reviews take some time. I don't have the specific time for you this morning, but I will endeavour to get that information to you as a matter of priority. And we will follow up, both Minister McEntee and I will follow up to ensure that it is done in I suppose, as speedy a time as possible. But I will endeavour, Deputy Connolly, to come back to you with that time and report to you as how the process is going through the department.
Connolly.
You see at that hands-on approach and that you're going to come back, but you can imagine the frustration over such a length of time. And so it takes, I know these projects, you said that this takes some time to review. What time roughly? Are we talking 6 months, 3 months, 9 months? How many are in that? You know, what's the difficulty? What's the delay? And maybe if you can't come now, if you can do your best now, but come back to me in writing in relation to it, that would be very helpful to the school.
Minister.
Yeah, we will come back to you in writing in relation to it. Like, I suppose the documentation that had been submitted in March, as I understand it, is quite a detailed document, and there is a lot of work to go through to make sure that it is properly gone through. And what we will do is, I'll give you a commitment that we will work to try and make sure it goes through the department in as speedy a time as possible, and we will come back to you in writing in relation to it.
Thank you.